KDB Sports and Entertainment here, back at you with a boxing video today. I wanted to talk about Keith Thurman versus Tim Tszyu. I know I haven't talked boxing in a while. Like I said before, man, boxing has been getting on my nerves, man, with these circus WWE style fights. And it rubbed me the wrong way that we did not have any type of marquee fights or schedule rolled out for the beginning part of this year. So it just kind of turned me off, man. Not the actual sport, it's just the people in the sport, the people behind the scenes, the old fighters like Mayweather, hating on these younger fighters, trying to sabotage these younger fighters. The guys with this WWE stuff, man. You know, it's just whack at this point, man. It's boxing has become a joke at this point, and it just really is heartbreaking to see that this once revered great sport, man, just go down the drain because of these guys in the background. The suit and ties, the promoters, the shady promoters, the gangsters, and a lot of the fans as well, including some of the fighters, or a lot of the fighters. Because they're not fighting the best when they're supposed to fight the best. They're ducking and dodging and cherry picking. But anyway, I wanted to talk about Keith Thurman pulling out of the Tim Tszyu fight. Now, Keith Thurman has got injured again. Keith Thurman has been missing in action for a couple years since his last fight, since he fought Mario Barrios. Yeah, he fought Mario Barrios. So I think he's had like 3 fights in the last 7 years, which is insane. And he's been ducking a lot of fights, or just turning down a lot of fights in the past 2 years. He turned down the Terrence Crawford fight. He turned down the Deron Boots Ennis fight. Like, for some reason, he still think he's the man, but at this point, he's a joke. He's a joke. And he's being called out by Carissa Shields, a girl, which makes it even worse. So Keith Thurman at this point, in my opinion, man, he just needs to hang him up, because he's 35 years old. He's injury prone, like I said. And the reason why I believe he's injury prone is because he fights once every 2 years, and he drinks. I believe he's an alcoholic. Hence is the reason why he was weak to the body, because he drank a lot of liquor, allegedly, just in my opinion. So he pulls out the fight. Cool. Just hang him up, man. At this point, like, nobody wants to see you. Everybody thinks you're a joke at this point, like I said. And there's just really no reason. Nobody's going to pay to see. Like, this pay-per-view was going to flop, in my opinion. And it was going to flop hard. Now, Sebastian Fedor has stepped in to replace Keith Thurman. And it is still on pay-per-view. I don't know why it's going to flop. Still on flop. But Fedor has came off a loss himself. He fought, I believe, Brian Mendoza. And he got stopped. So, I think Tim Tszyu's going to beat him. I think Tim Tszyu might knock him out. But as far as, like I said, Keith Thurman, man, I don't want to see him no more. In this fight here with Tim Tszyu and Sebastian Fedor, it's just really, it's an okay fight. It's really a free fight, or a Friday night fight type fight, or Showtime championship boxing type fight. Shouldn't be on pay-per-view, So yeah, man, I just had to come in and say something about Keith Thurman. Keith Thurman has been like one of the biggest disappointments in disappointing fighters in boxing history, in my opinion. I mean, he was on top of the world, man. After he beat Danny Garcia and Sean Porter, and he was pursuing Mayweather. Mayweather ducked him. I will give him credit for that. Mayweather did duck him, because he deserved a Mayweather fight. But then he started to duck Earl Smith Jr., which was a mistake. He should have just went on and fought Earl Smith Jr. Most likely he would have lost, but that's cool. He could talk enough to get himself back, back up. Who knows what would have happened in the rematch? He could have defeated Earl in the rematch, or he probably could have beat Earl in the first fight. We don't know. But him running from Earl all those years just made him look even more like a sucker, and just from there it was just downhill, man. And in my opinion, Keith Thurman held up the welterweight division. We could have got undisputed a long time ago if it weren't for Keith Thurman holding those belts hostage and ducking Earl Spence like he was ducking. And we probably would have got Terrence Crawford versus Earl Spence before Earl Spence got in a car accident, and probably would have been a better fight. But like I said, man, this could just be karma from the boxing gods because of all the shenanigans that Keith Thurman put the boxing fans through throughout these years. And, it is what it is. But at this point, I believe Keith Thurman should just retire. I don't want to see him no more, man. What does he have to offer the sport of boxing? Like, what makes him must see TV? He fought Mario Barrios the last time we saw him in the ring a couple of years ago, and he looked horrible. He couldn't even stop him. Little Tank Davis stopped Mario Barrios, but Keith Thurman couldn't. And I believe tszyu was going to knock him out anyway. You know, so at this point, I think just go ahead and retire Keith Thurman. Just call it a career, man. I mean, you were a big disappointment. It's sad, but you did it to yourself. But anyway, I just wanted to come in and talk about that and give my thoughts on your boy Keith Thurman. But it's your man, KDB Sports and Entertainment, man, and I will catch y'all on the next one. Peace.